Let's talk about a fear that almost everybody has at different times. The fear of making a mistake. Now, this is a very, very common fear. It's part of the fear of failure, but even people who've gotten over fear of failure still have to struggle with this fear of making a mistake. And so it's very important that we identify the solution, because there is one solution that I'm going to tell you about right now. So that solution is to hurry up and make mistakes. Now, I realize this is totally against what you logically think about hurrying up and making mistakes. But here's what we find. When you hurry up and make mistakes, you can then hurry up and learn from them and be able to get the opposite of the mistake, get success. Since oftentimes what ends up happening is that there are mistakes that you are going to make in the process of achieving success. And so it's far better for you to make this mistake now, since you're going to make it anyway. The earlier that you can make it, the faster you can get past it. So this fear, the fear of making a mistake, is actually literally crippling for your business and oftentimes for your things like relationships and things like that. So think about it this way. If you have identified this person that's the love of your life and you don't want to ask this person out on a date because you're afraid you're going to make a mistake, you've just crippled your entire relationship with that person until you get over it and try. Now, in addition to this fear of making a mistake, there's one other version that of this same fear that also is important to talk about. And that's this. I tried X and it didn't work. So our natural inclination when that happens is to do nothing because you're scared that whatever you try won't work either. So let's just think about this for just a second. So you got a group of you've been out in the mountains hiking around or in the wilderness hiking around, and you've gotten lost. All right. So we tried this path and that path didn't work. All right, let's just sit here and starve to death. No, that's not what you're going to do. You're going to take this path over here and try it. And if that doesn't work, you're going to try this path here and try it. And you're going to keep going until you actually solve it. So this whole concept of sitting and not doing anything because whatever you tried last didn't work, that can also be crippling. In fact, in the example of getting lost, it can cause you to starve to death. Quick example. I have a new business project that I'm working on. I put something up to see if it would gain traction in the marketplace. Not only did it not gain traction, it gained nothing. It was literally seen by one person out of the billions that this particular property can show it to. And it's like, wow. And I just sat back and I literally went through that stage of, oh man, I don't want to do anything else because this first one failed. And I fought that for about 3 days until I finally took my own advice and I said, it's time to go on and try something else. And I did. And that one didn't work either. That one got 6 total views. So I tried another one. And within a week, I had 2,000. And now and so I kept making mistakes. I made 8 attempts in 10 days. The 7th one of those was the one that started to succeed. And now it has raised all the water level for all the other boats. And so all the other ones are starting to succeed now. So keeping just a small lesson. The reason why I'm talking about this is because I had to relearn this lesson for myself. Even if you're stuck, even if something didn't work, that doesn't mean you give up. So if X didn't work, immediately try Y instead. Don't sit around and agonize over whether or not why will work. Just get it out there. Keep studying. Don't just keep throwing things up against the wall. If there's information out there that will help you to make that decision better, obviously keep studying and keep trying. Keep putting new things up so that hopefully you're going to get there, because you've got to get past this roadblock if you're ever going to succeed. Do it now before it gets blown out of proportion by your brain into thinking that this is an insurmountable roadblock. I want to tell you that virtually everything there is a way forward, especially if you see other people doing it, then there absolutely is a way forward. You can do it too. You just have to figure out what that way is. So as long as you're stuck in that fear state, you're feeling emotions of things like hopelessness and, hey, I'm a failure, and stuck. But once you try these things and put multiple things out there, amazing emotions happen once you actually succeed. You start feeling peace and hope and joy and possibility. That's what you are missing as long as you're stuck. So keep putting new attempts out there so that you can get to these powerful positive emotions as quickly as possible. What's been your experience with this? Do you ever experience this lockdown of I'm scared I'm going to fail and so I don't do anything? Are you ever experienced like I did, where my first shot not only totally failed, it just bombed. And so you just stop? What's been your reaction? How have you dealt with it? What have I missed here? Let me know in the comments. This is Don Crowther saying, just go do this stuff.